Sure. It is very inhumane. And, my daughter was 22 years of age. She had just moved to Las Vegas. We just had moved there ourselves, and she decided for some reason she wanted to move out to Vegas. And she was going to school to become an RN, and she had just enrolled in school. She was working two jobs as a CNA and was very self-sufficient. When she arrived, she had a red swollen leg, and we thought it's just from driving. Was a CFO, not in any medical field, and I thought, well, give it some time. This should take care of itself. It continuously got worse, and then she fell. I was out of town, and I got a call, could hear her screaming, and they went to the emergency room. And, we do have a law in place called EMTALA that requires them to see you, but they have found ways, because they're profit-driven, to work around that and give what's called wallet biopsies. They almost do their medical exams so as not to find anything. So she presented with a red swollen leg. My daughter was half African American. She had sickle cell trait. She was a casual smoker. She had an injured knee and just driven 22 hours. They were all signs and symptoms of a blood clot. They immediately asked her when she got there, do you have insurance? That's the first phone call I yielded. And I'm like, why are you calling me on this? Like, we'll deal with this later, just be seen. They had my husband calling up TRICARE, which he's in the military. So most people don't know that military personnel and active duty people are not covered the same way civilians are. Our children are not covered between the ages of 21 and 23 unless they are actively enrolled. And as she had just enrolled in school, this is how silly and ridiculous it is. And the semester had not started. She would not qualify to be on that insurance. She went in the back. I got another call. This time she's crying. And she's, Mommy, they're not helping me. And she begged for something for the pain and for some testing to see what was wrong with her leg. They told her specifically, go get insurance and see a specialist. We're not a doctor's office. And my daughter left there thinking that it was just something that she would have to do as soon as she could secure insurance and see a specialist. I had to do what no parent should have to do, and I had to hold her. She died in my arms of a pulmonary embolism. And it was totally unnecessary, and it was totally because as a CFO, I can tell you, I understand completely what goes on behind the scenes. They're doing risk management. They're talking about, patient payer mixes and how much they can afford of what type of, insurance. And just because you have insurance doesn't mean that it's a gold tier insurance, and you could still be susceptible to being discriminated against. And Shalene's not a one-off. She's not the first, and unfortunately, she won't be the last until we get people who have some guts and some balls into Congress and into the Senate and stand up for the American people and get profit out of healthcare.